Any indie artist needs a place where they create new masterpieces, polish the existing material, or just work hard in order to set themselves for success. But have you ever seen the place where all this magic happens? No? Then follow me. Why are you still here? Let's go! As we don't have our own spot for rehearsals, we have to rent one for hours in different locations. And this option goes with its advantages and disadvantages. But there are more disadvantages, in my opinion. Some of the spots may be super cool, and at the same time, the price for this could be very high. And some spots may be well equipped, but the gear can be far from new. And sometimes you have to bear with human reality. But if you are on a low budget as us, renting a place for hours gives you the ability to kind of still practice and master your skills, as well as to learn how to use different gear, even if it's not new. At the same time, you will have to carry all your equipment each rehearsal to the spot, which is very inconvenient. This is the place where I work every morning and where we do the filming for our vlog. So this is a typical room for rehearsals in our neighborhood. We have here a pair of loudspeakers. We have a couple of amps, bass amp. We have an old drum kit with some used cymbals, and there is a mixer which is connected to the loudspeakers. We also have cables to connect the mics to the mixer. So this is a minimum setup that usually such rooms offer to the beginning artists. But being a vocalist and playing the guitar in a band, I definitely have my own gear. I own a cabled mic which is bare dynamics. While singing, I often play rhythmic parts using my Epiphone Les Paul Standard Pro Edition, which is connected to a quite simple pedalboard XC90 with most popular effects. I'm not using a lot of those, but just the basics. I have a Crybaby, distortion, delay, and reverb. Sometimes I play acoustic songs, and for this one I'm using my random electroacoustic. Then the signal goes into the loop station, Boss RC600, which is a 6-track looper. The looper allows us to send the samples to the loudspeakers. I also record some additional guitar parts, and frankly, this is an amazing looper. When I record a new song, I usually use my Harley Benton quite affordable bass guitar. As I mentioned in the very beginning of our journey, we are not using expensive gear. There are some exceptions, but mainly all the equipment that you have seen, it's like really low budget or some average budget cost. Playing on a stage requires a lot of concentration. In order to make sure that we are sounding good, we decided to get these in-ear monitors from LD Systems U500. With this gear, the quality of our rehearsals improved a lot, as it allows us to hear like each of us individually. At the same time, we hear the rest of the bandmates. I believe we are progressing in terms of quality of our performance with this. And I also have a Sennheiser wireless instrument set XC Wireless 2 with 2 antenna. This is awesome. This is really affordable, and you don't have to worry about the cables. The first good recommendation that any indie artist gets from more experienced colleagues is to know your gear. And frankly, connecting, routing, fine-tuning all the equipment really takes a lot of time. And we're still learning. The next big plan for our band is to create our touring rack where we will mount a newly purchased mixer from PreSonus Studio Live 16.0.2, so we don't need to reconnect all the equipment while moving from one gig to another. So I use this place for my own rehearsals, and now let's have a look where we play and rehearse with my band. Let's go! So hello everyone, as I promised, today we are in the spot where we are doing the rehearsals with our band. So let's get into it. So hello guys, hey, this is Alex, guitar. Hey, these are the drums, Slava, or just Mr. Hibleton. And here you don't see our bass player, Raf, but next time he will show up here. So this is the place where we are doing our rehearsals. That's a super cool mSinger studio, really nice sport, really comfortable, really nice gear. As I mentioned in our current videos, so different places have different gear, most of them kind of used ones. So here everything is quite modern, up to date, and though there is a nice mixer here, we have radio mics here, we still bring our own gear. So you see, this is our brand new PreSonus digital mixer, Studio Live 16.0.2, and this is all our gear. So Alex brought his own amp, and Slava has brought his own, snare drum, I guess, like everybody who plays drums does, as well as the cymbals. So let's rock on! You may ask, what about the cost? How much does it cost to rent a place to practice every morning in this place, and at the same time a few times a week to rehearse with the whole band in a different place? So in my neighborhood, on average, such room would cost from like $7–10 an up per hour. For our band rehearsals, we are using a place which is a bit more expensive. It's like $12–13 per hour, but the gear there is slightly better. But for this place where I work individually, I pay more with my time rather than with money. As I said in the very beginning of the project, the budget for Make Tyranny startup was very low. I had an agreement with the owner of the place where I practice to clean it once in a week, and it takes me a few hours. I do the vacuum cleaning, I mop the floor, I set the things in the room so they look nice and tidy. So everything goes with its price. If you want to have something cheap, you still have to bear with some realities, like not fresh gear, or maybe not very clean space, or maybe it will be very distant. In my case, this is the place which helps me to set to a new level. And that is it for today. In the next episode, we will show the other side of indie artists' life. We will shift from music to working reality and what people may do in order to earn their living and to support their families. So stay with me, subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.